1.5 weeks ago, I was completing another round of 20 days in the app NPC challenge. And the thing is that if you skip a day, then you lose, then you have to pay to keep going, to keep using the app. So you need to maintain your streak. And I thought I had reached the 20 days and that I could take a day off, because usually I learn better if I let the brain rest for a day or two. On this 20th day, I kept feeling like I should do NPC anyway. I should open the app anyway and practice. But I was like, no, but I decided to not do it today. And then 2 days later, I discovered that I was on day 19, so I didn't complete the full streak. And I was, locked out of the app. Then I tried to download other dual NPC apps, but I didn't quite find the one that worked for me. And when I finally did find one, it started glitching. So now in my world, there's one timeline where I stopped NPC after reaching level 7. There's now also a timeline where I kept going. And I wonder if it's going to be the same outcome. Or did I trail off somehow in that timeline also after a while anyway? But regardless, just each session that you do of NPC will improve your focus and so on. So yeah, I'm just philosophizing about that, or entertaining myself about thinking about that was such a clear split for me, where it could have gone the other, one way or the other. With a lot of things in life, I feel like things are kind of set in stone. At least for me, it can just feel so contractual and ominous, like this is, I agree to this, sooner or later it's gonna happen. But recently I feel like the playing field has been leveled, or just it's been cleared, so there's not much destiny ahead. Now I'm kind of just in for the ride, and anything could happen, and there are all these different tracks to take, like kind of sensing into it like mycelium in different little parts of the soil, in the wood. And I also wonder, is there of course there is, but there are timelines where you worked on your coherence a lot more diligently, and you just live a different life because you have a different heart generating a stronger energy field. There are just lives where it's easier to sense into the darker lives somehow and feel sorry for them and wanting to call them back to me. I often have this sense that no matter what, I'm living the best life for my character. Like, this is the highest timeline. And whenever I call soul fragments little fractals, it's like I'm not pulling them from a higher timeline. I'm usually pulling them from lower ones. And I heard of an interesting concept today, because we talk about NPCs, like non-player characters, where they just seem like, oh, are you even here? Like, what's going on? But it might be that they are they simply have more of their soul in another reality, like on another timeline. So there's just a fractal in this one, and their consciousness is in another reality. So you can't really. That's why it seems like you're just talking to this character that's looping. But it's totally possible to call them into your life by working on your own coherence and magnetism in this timeline, if you want to pull them in. It's also exciting to be pulling in our own fractals with intention. Or as I do sometimes, is to send energy to myself, like to my past self and like parallel selves. It becomes this energy loop. You just feel it instantaneously from sending it to your past self. And then this is not really it's not something advanced. It's something that you just do with intention while you're out for a walk. It makes me want to explore the areas of my life where I am looping, or just where I'm not very aware or conscious, and to just see if it's possible to pull in like soul fractals into those areas of my life, and see if I can just integrate a few more pieces. The first thing would be to realize, where am I less conscious? Where am I more automatic? I will have to think hard about that one. One technique that I used long ago by accident actually was myself suddenly laying tarot cards for myself in another reality. I just felt like this wasn't me, this was myself in another reality, and she was not doing very well. But then I was able to kind of just send my intention or energy there to release her from what she was stuck in. Whether we're actually jumping timelines or not, or if this energy is actually being sent or not, it has a big effect. It's irrational to strive to be rational. That's such a strange it's one of the strangest ways to be for me, because you're just never going to be rational when you're dealing with human emotions and the human mind. So when you're striving to be right according to someone outside of you, even, you're kind of just not, you're just losing tools from the toolbox of helping yourself and living the best life. That's it for today. Thank you for watching again. 7 days left of this challenge. Yeah.